Every second of your life, trillions of tiny gates inside your cells are opening and closing, deciding what gets in, what stays out, and what keeps you alive. Today, we're unlocking the secret world of the cell membrane. Welcome to my biology overview series. This is a full semester biology class online just for you. Allow me to introduce myself. I am a retired high school and post-secondary educator of biology and chemistry in New Hampshire and Kansas. I taught post-secondary education as an adjunct professor in the 1990s at places such as New England College and New Hampshire Technical College nursing program. I also was a paid tutor to the University of Kansas Biology Department early on in my career. While there, I had the honor to teach in the University of Kansas Gifted Youngster Summer Program at their Museum of Natural History. Please just ask me any questions in the comments, and I will be happy to answer. Welcome back to our biology science series. Today, we're exploring one of the most important structures in every living cell, the cell membrane. Think of the cell membrane as the high-security border of the cell. It decides what gets in, what stays out, and how the cell interacts with the world around it. By the end of this video, you'll understand how the membrane works, why it's considered semi-permeable, and how cells move materials in and out to stay alive. Let's start with the animal cell membrane. This membrane isn't just a simple barrier. It's a dynamic, flexible structure made mostly of lipids and proteins. The membrane surrounds the cell and protects its internal environment, but it's far more active than just a shield. The membrane is constantly communicating, responding, and regulating the flow of materials, keeping the cell balanced and functional. One of the key features of the membrane is that it's semi-permeable, or selectively permeable. What does that mean? It means the membrane allows some substances to cross freely, while others are blocked unless special processes help them. Here's how it works. Water moves across the membrane easily. Ions, which are charged particles, cannot pass freely. Large molecules like proteins or sugars also have difficulty crossing on their own. This selectivity is essential. It helps the cell maintain homeostasis, keeping the internal conditions just right for survival. Let's talk about how substances move across the membrane. The first category is passive transport, movement that happens naturally, without the cell using energy. There are two important types. 1. Diffusion. This is the movement of molecules from an area of high concentration to an area of lower concentration. Imagine spraying perfume in a corner of a room. It spreads out on its own. That's diffusion. 2. Osmosis. This is a special kind of diffusion, the movement of water. Water travels from areas with more water to areas with less water, balancing concentration across the membrane. Cells rely on passive transport almost constantly to move gases, nutrients, and water. But what if a cell needs to move substances against the natural flow? That's where active transport comes in. Active transport moves molecules from low concentration to high concentration, the opposite direction of diffusion. Since this goes against the concentration gradient, the cell must use energy, usually in the form of ATP. This process is essential for maintaining ion balances, absorbing nutrients, and building concentration differences the cell depends on. So who does the hard work of moving these substances? Membrane proteins. These specialized proteins act as channels that allow ions to pass, carriers that change shape to move molecules, and pumps that use energy during active transport. Without these proteins, most molecules wouldn't be able to enter or leave the cell at all. Finally, what about very large molecules, like whole bacteria or big clumps of nutrients? For those, the cell uses two processes. Endocytosis. The cell membrane folds inward, surrounds a large particle, and brings it inside the cell. It's like the cell hugging something into itself. Exocytosis, the opposite process. The cell packages materials, like hormones or waste, into a vesicle, which then fuses with the membrane and releases the contents outside. These processes allow the cell to move items far too large for normal transport. So, to summarize, cell membranes are incredibly advanced structures. They protect the cell, regulate what enters and exits, and use a combination of passive and active transport to keep the cell functioning. From simple diffusion to energy-powered pumps and large-scale vesicle transport, the membrane is always working. Thanks for watching today's episode in our biology science series. If you enjoyed this lesson, hit like, subscribe, and comment what topic you'd like us to cover next.